Okay, Dobro folks, here is your video for moving around some Brown Eyed Girl double stops so you can play in different keys. Now, a disclaimer, Dobro is my weakest instrument, so I'm not 100% sure on this. I really could use your feedback and hopefully this will work for you. I'm trying to make it simple, so it's just some easy ways to make this stuff work. Okay, now let's just review for a second what we had for our Brown Eyed Girl double stops. In G, when we did open, we did the G and the D string. When we went to the 4, we went to the 2, the 4th and the 3rd string, right? So hopefully you're familiar with that already. And I don't have a dobro capo, but you guys can always capo 2 and play the same things for A, or capo 3 for B flat, or 4 or 5. If you have a capo, you know what I'm talking about. So today's video is going to address some boxes, some double stops we can use without a capo, right? So everything's going to be fretted in this case. We're just going to do little simple boxes. So let's start in the key of C and outline the 3 positions. We're going to get rid of position 4 for right now, but you're going to start on strings 2 and 3. Let's say C chord, right? So that's bring your bar all the way up to the 5th fret. And we're going to play the 3rd and 2nd strings. Then we're going to play the 1st and 2nd strings, but back 2 frets at the 3rd fret. And then go up to the 5th fret. So 3 positions. Strings 2 and 3 at the 5th, or wherever your chord is, which is this case is C. Go back 2 frets, play the top 2 strings, and then go back to your chord position, 5th fret, up 2 frets. Those match your positions, position 1, position 2, and position 3. Okay? Now, between position 2 and position 3 on a dobro, especially for some slide, you've got position 2.5. Just the 4th fret. Listen to that. Position 1, 2, the middle position, and then 3. And go backwards with that. 3, 2.5, 2.5, 1. Just right there gives you some really nice stuff, just even over your 1 chord. You can just go back and forth through that. It's very kind of bluesy and like, that's going back and forth. 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 2.5, 2, 1, okay? So now when you go to the, that's for your 1 chord, right? Back and forth, just get used to that little box. Now when you go to your 4 chord, there is a bend you can do on the first 2 strings where you go up 1 fret and then bend so you're playing the 1st string 1 fret higher than the 2nd, and then back down to your 1 chord. Feel free to use that if you like. I think it's easier to think about your 4 chord as going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets. So now we're at fret 10. There's the F chord. And we can do that same box while the song is over the 4 chord. 2 frets behind. And then go back to the 1 chord. That box. When you get to a 5 chord, you can just go back to position 2, right? And it's kind of like a 5 chord dominant. So think about this like 1 chord, 1 chord, then 4 chord, 1 chord, back to C, 5 chord, 5 chord, it's a G. Don't play it, I'm just playing that. Go back and forth and then 4 chord. Now if you want to go to your 5 chord 2 frets above your 4 chord, you could do that too, play out of that same box. So 12th fret. And then go back to your 1 chord. So 1 chord. That's just going 2, 3, 2.5, 2. Then the 4. Whole point of this is to fill chords, play over chord changes. 1 chord. 5 chord. Sometimes you can go 2.5 to 2, 3. So 1 chord, then 2.5 to 2 for 5. Da-da. 4 chord, 1 chord, 5 chord. Okay, so that's one box. The other part of that box, on the second and third strings, you can also do that same 2 frets back and walk up. So four chord, 1 chord, 5 chord, just back up. 1 chord, 4 chord. See how I'm just moving back and forth between those positions, and I'm going back and forth between the pair of strings 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. But you have to change chords when the chords change now. So you go up to the F chord, 10th fret, when it goes to F. So that's, let's just move it up. Let's do it in a different key now. Now everything's closed. Let's say we wanted to do B flat, or it's C. Let's just go back to B flat, 4th or 3rd fret. Then we're going up to an E flat, which is going to be up to 5 frets to fret number 8. Back to 3. We go to the 5 chord. Let's just go backwards to position 2. Then 1 chord. Up to the 8th fret. See, sometimes you just divide the strings instead of playing them together. Back to our 1 chord, 5 chord. I walked up that time on the 2nd and 3rd strings. See how the positions mimic each other. 1, 2, 3. Then there's 2 and a 1. Chord. We'll work a little bit with that on the play along, okay? But just get that box. 1 chord is wherever you decide it to be. B flat, we did C, let's do D. That's gonna be the 7th fret, but the things never change. You play the 2nd and 3rd strings where the chord position is. Your ornaments or your position 2 is back 2 frets, move strings. And you've got 2.5, next fret, and then back up to where you started. Then you go 5 frets up. We're going to go to 12. Back to D, 7. 5 chord, we'll just go down to our position 2. Okay, so play with that a little bit. See if that makes sense. Let me know if it makes sense.